In the vast, sun-scorched desert, where only the most resilient survive, there stood a tall and prickly cactus named Siku. Siku had witnessed countless days under the blazing sun and nights under a star-filled sky. He was strong, with long spines to protect him and vibrant flowers that blossomed once a year, bringing a touch of color to the otherwise harsh landscape. One day, while basking in the morning sun, Siku felt a strange slithering at his base. It was Rintik, a thin but lively snake, with scales that shimmered in the sunlight. Rintik was desperately seeking shade and water, and the cactus was his only hope in the barren desert. "Who goes there?" Siku asked in a deep, creaky voice, surprising Rintik. "It's just me, Rintik the snake. I don't mean any harm. I only seek refuge from the heat," Rintik replied, his forked tongue flicking nervously. Siku, being a wise old cactus, knew that the desert was unforgiving. He had seen countless animals succumb to the heat. Despite being prickly on the outside, Siku had a soft spot for creatures in need. "Very well, Rintik. You may rest under my shade. But do be careful of my spines." Relieved, Rintik slithered around Siku's sturdy trunk and nestled into the cool sand at his base. From that day on, Rintik and Siku became unlikely companions. Rintik, in return for Siku's shade, began warning him of approaching threats. He would hiss at predators, deterring them from disturbing the cactus or attempting to drink his precious water. One evening, as the sun was setting, Rintik noticed a pack of thirsty jackrabbits approaching. With his quick reflexes, he coiled up and began to hiss loudly, scaring the jackrabbits away. Siku chuckled, amused by his new friend's bravery. Time passed, and as the seasons changed, the desert became harsher. Days grew hotter, and food became scarcer. But the two friends stuck together, finding joy in each other's company. Rintik would tell Siku tales of the places he'd seen beyond the desert, of forests with trees so tall they touched the clouds, and rivers that flowed endlessly with cool water. Siku, in turn, would share stories of the ancient desert, of the creatures and plants that once thrived there before the sands took over. One day, when the rare desert rain finally came, Siku's flowers began to bloom, releasing a sweet fragrance into the air. Rintik marveled at the sight, as he had never seen anything so beautiful in his life. "Thank you, Siku," Rintik whispered. "Your flowers are more beautiful than any forest I've seen." From that moment on, Siku and Rintik knew they were more than just two survivors in the desert. They may have been small in a vast desert, but together, they were mighty. And so, Siku the cactus and Rintik the snake continued to live on, their friendship as strong and enduring as the desert itself. They were proof that, even in the most desolate places, friendship could bloom like a desert flower after the rain.